Thomas of BowHunterPlanet.com, and today we're talking BOWTECH 2021. Alright guys, here we are, BOWTECH 2021 launch. I pulled out the old BOWTECH hat just for this video. As you've seen on probably all the launch videos, ever since I got this thing, I can't put it down because I just love it for this. So BOWTECH steps into the 2021 game, fixing some things that they wanted to have fixed for archers who couldn't really fit a certain bow. So they had the Revolt, and then what they did is they created the Solution, which is one of their prime bows this year. And the whole point of this bow is to fit the archer up to 28.5-inch draw. So as you know, most bows are going to be 29 to 30 to 31, and they really wanted to have that same performance and same power to give to an archer who can't do that. So they created the Solution, which you're going to see here. They also created an Eva Shockey Gen 2 bow, which you can see looks great. Now this is going to have some of the same exact specs as the Solution, and we will talk about that soon here. Moving on, they created Amplify. So if you remember the convergence from last year, this is the replacement for that. It's going to give a lot of flexibility for an archer, depending on who you have shooting it. There's so many people who can shoot this bow. It is really a great option. And then they have the new Carbon Zion. One of my favorite bows was always the Carbon Icon that we've seen over the last couple years from BOWTECH. Well, basically they revamped that bow and turned it into the Carbon Zion, which is what you're seeing here. They made some adjustments to the grip and the cam, and now you have a new bow that is going to be really nice right out of the box. So let's get into it. Alright guys, the Solution, or Solution SD, meaning short draw, is a bow again that was made for a lot of different users who wanted the bow that a 29-inch person would get but just couldn't get into it because they just couldn't get that draw. It's just too long for them. So BOWTECH's thought was to create a Solution, or Solution SD, and fix that issue for the archer. And I want to point this out because these two bows here, the new Eva Shockey Gen 2 and the Solution SD, are very close and similar in all specs, including the riser. They look pretty much identical. There is a difference. So talking about the specs, now these specs I'm about to give you are going to go for both these bows, okay? 23.5 to 28.5 inches of draw length. So there is that flexibility in this cam to go between there, and obviously it'll fit, these two will fit any archers in that space. 30 inches axle to axle, both bows are the same. 323 feet per second. 7-inch brace height, so it's got a very big brace height for this bow, which is going to give you a lot of flexibility. 3.9 pounds, so both these bows are extremely light, and obviously they're going to fit in an archer's hand very well, especially at that weight, right? So here's the difference between these bows, is the draw weights. So the draw weights between these two bows are different slightly. The Eva Shockey will go 40, 50, and 60 pounds max, whereas the Solution SD will go 50, 60, and 70 pounds max. So you get up to an extra 10 pounds on this bow, and if you wanted to shoot a 40 pound, you could get into the Eva Shockey bow over here to the left. Now obviously this bow is made for women and is pushed towards the women archer. However, I mean, if you really wanted a 40-pound bow, or for a kid, this actually might work out very well. And it will go all the way up to 60, so there is some options there. So as you can see, the cutouts are very nice on the bow. It looks really good. There's a lot of great aspects to the bow, especially with the cutouts. A lot of it kind of goes off the Revolt. The Revolt had a lot of great cutouts to it, and pretty much the same looking concept, except for, you'll notice this one's all a little bit smaller. So again, the Eva Shockey Gen 2, as you can see, it's got the colored cables and strings. A little bit different in this. They go with that blue accent across the bow. You're gonna have blue on the cable guard. You got blue in the strings, you got blue on the deadlock, you got the bolt up here's got blue in it. So it's a lot of cool things that make it look nice, and it obviously goes off the tag with the light blue. So they did a really nice job with the looks of these bows. But again, same frame, pretty much same everything except for the drawway on these two bows. So one of the best things about the BOWTECH brand is their ability to be extremely flexible to fit all sorts of people and kids and women. BOWTECH has done an amazing job on their diamond line, fitting kids and women and all that. I mean, that line has always been so great. Watching a kid be able to pick up one of their bows, whether it was the Atomic or the Prism or the Deploy, any of those bows would allow kids to move in and out of them, no problem. The Edge was one of the best selling bows ever. So they kick it off here with the new bow called the Amplify. And as you can see, it's got the wide limbs. It's got a really nice frame to it. It looks nice, but huge changes, I think, in the cam system. You're getting a new cam system. It's got the flip disc. You're still getting that huge amount of variety in draw weights and draw sizes. So the bow is going to fit just about anybody. All right, guys, so talk about the Amplify. The specs of this bow, 31.5 inches axle to axle, 6-inch brace height, 335 feet per second, 21 to 30 inches of draw. So, I mean, that's a huge variety. 8 to 70 pounds and 4.3 pounds of weight. So again, this is a bow you can grow into. It's a bow that has so much flexibility. It's really incredible. So some of the stuff about the Amplify as far as tech goes, it has a synchronized binary cam system. Again, tons of flexibility that you just heard with those specs. There's a lot of things you can do. Very comfortable bow. It's got the orbit dampeners. You know, we've seen this on BOWTECH time and time again. It takes away the vibration out of the bow. Very helpful when you're shooting a bow and you want to get the vibration out and not have that little bit of a rattle or any sort of after feel after you fire the bow. It's built right onto the body of the bow, so it's going to take away anything that comes out of that riser. It also has the power shift technology, so again, a lot of great things going on here at $599.99. So the focus of the Amplify is the recreational hunter, someone who wants to get on the weekends and learn to shoot a bow, looking for a lot of flexibility and adjustment. And not going to break the bank, obviously. So a lot of great options there. As far as the tech goes on the other bows, the Eva Shockey Gen 2 and the Solution SD, they both feature the deadlock cams. So we talked about that. It's got the flip disc technology right on. You can choose between performance or comfort, so a lot of flexibility there. Deadlock pockets, deadlock cable containment, which we talked about that a little bit. Clutch performance grip, that's something new we've seen over the last couple years. Kind of first showed itself on the Realm series and then moved into the Revolt and now on these bows. All right, guys, Solution SD, 70 pounds, 28.5 inches of draw. Let's test the speed. First arrow, 350 grains.
299.
I think it was cooking, I'll tell you that. All right, next arrow, 300, nope. Next arrow, 450 grains. 270, 550 grains.
241.
And 687 grains.
218.
All right, guys, Amplify. We're gonna go ahead and roll it through the speed test. First arrow will be 350 grains. We're shooting this at 29 inches of draw, 70 pounds.
312.
Woo. That one was a bullet. 450 grains.
283.
550 grains.
255.
687 grains.
230.
All right, shots of the Solution SD. Got 28.5 inches. I added a longer loop to try to make this work for me since I'm a 29. That should do it. There we go. Feels good. It's a little pocket rocket, I'll tell you that. Hey, look at that. I actually can make it work. So right now I'm shooting this thing at 70 pounds, so it's definitely strong. I mean, you can feel it. I usually pull 60, so if you see me pulling a little bit, that's why, but it actually shoots very, very good. So one of the cool things about this Amplify is the ability to adjust the weight, and you can see these notches on the side make it super easy. So I know I just came down to this notch, so now I'm on the 4th notch. So now when I go to do the other side, I can easily make that go right to the same notch. And one of the things I noticed about this bow right off the bat was when we did the speed test, how zippy it is. I mean, that arrow just was coming off these cams with power. And over 300 feet per second, you can see it would definitely fit for anybody who wants to go out with this bow. The synchronized binary cam feels so good. I think they did a really good job on this. You can see the draw cycle is very smooth on this bow. All right, guys, there you have it, 2021 BOWTECH. You got to see 3 of the new bows here. The Carbon Zion, you can see on a different video. You'll see that below, click that video. But overall, I really enjoyed the Amplify. So the Solution SD, again, a great bow. It's gonna fit a lot of archers, give them the ability to get a good bow, a solid performing, high performance bow, and the whole concept of the word solution, right? So it's a really good idea by BOWTECH, and they did a great job with it. For me, the bow just doesn't fit me perfectly, so it's a little bit awkward for me. So I just wanted to shoot it a little bit to show you guys the way it's shot. I didn't shoot the Eva Shockey Gen 2 just because it's literally the same bow, just a little bit different in poundage, but didn't really make much sense to do a separate one just for poundage. But so you got a feel for the Solution SD of what it shoots like and all that. I guess you could say that's pretty close to the Eva Shockey Gen 2. But hopefully if we get a woman to shoot this one soon, we can bring you that video as we go. So again, check out the Carbon Zion video down below. We'll see you next time on BowHunterPlanet. Go to BowTechArchery.com to learn more about all the 2021 stuff you're seeing. Get to your pro shop, shoot these bows, have some fun, and we'll see you next time.